Peace. Yes, I can smile. Have to remind myself of that sometimes. This is just my business face or game face, if you want to call it that, and I tend to be at that for a majority of the time. So just work with me here. I'll make it worth your while. The time is 11:09 Pacific, and the day is the 6th, day number 6 of the month of March, March forward in the year 2013. So once again, I do appreciate you tuning in, and I'm going to do my best. No, I'm going to do better than my best. I'm going to make absolutely certain that this was a good investment of your time. Do unto others as you would have others do unto me. Have others do unto you, and I would have others do unto me by keeping it simple, keeping things simple, and making it worth my time. So I felt glad that I made the decision to tune in and give a little listen to what you had to say. Chances are it's pretty important. So, today's post, today's topic, Win Money, PH, newsfeed, upgrades, and solutions. For you Facebook users and social media users, but Facebook in particular, be on the lookout if you don't know already. There's going to be some newsfeed upgrades and adjustments to how you receive your content and how other people receive your content and your news that you're feeding into Facebook, because it's hungry, it likes to eat. So I was doing a little bit of research on my own. Actually, I've been doing research on this particular subject for quite a bit of time now, and I find it interesting that they're actually making adjustments in this particular area because it's of the utmost importance. And that seems to be the key word, important. So let's see what we can see together. Screen is up, was up, is up. So now that we can be on the same page, I'm logged into Facebook. For the users that actually do get this installment or get these installments from Facebook at this exact moment, I just posted up I just shared a photo from Hooters, and it says service equals what I like to see. So if you're on there, we're on the same page. And that brings me to the exact subject of this message: what I like to see and what is important. Important is the key word because we all have our own definition of what is and what is not. So, being that I'm doing what works for me and sharing it with others, well, that's what works for me when I like to look on this social media website and the internet in general. I like to see service, and I do unto others as I would have others do unto me. So that's what I show you, and somewhere in the process we can balance things out. So, number one gripe, or one of the top 5 gripes about this whole social media phenomenon, is irrelevant content, meaning people posting information that don't have anything to do with you and yours. Somebody else's business that requires your input. Let's see what we say right here. Facebook newsfeed redesign, more content specific, bigger ads, photo, memory burn or meme burn. I guess that's what it's saying. Anyways, we'll get to that later. But once again, now we're keeping it simple. So, if there's some content that you probably don't really have an interest in, and you see it often from a person, be honest with yourself. It happens quite a bit on this site, maybe even for me sometimes. What we're going to do is go ahead and click this little button on the side, and it says follow post, hide, report story, or spam. So I guess the traditional method of dealing with this is to hide. When I click hide, this story is now hidden from your news feed. Unhide. Give blank feedback about this post. Change what updates you get from so and so. Organize who you see in newsfeed. Okay. Let's look at organize who you see in newsfeed. See less from these 35 friends in newsfeed. See more posts you care about. What do you care about? It gives an option of acquaintances. So you got your friends and you got your acquaintances. I guess that's what it's looking to implement. Separate your friends from your acquaintances. People that go on your acquaintances list are people that you really don't interact with. Chances are they're talking about stuff that doesn't necessarily concern you, where supposedly your friends do. That's how it's supposed to work. Let's go back a page and get to the most important matter. Find something that I don't like. It's kind of difficult for me to find because the approach that I've always applied on here is just to add friends that talk about things that I'm interested in. So let's see how that can be applied in this particular scenario. Hide. Change what updates you get from. See which updates. All updates, most updates, only important. Now that's the word we keep talking about, important. So let's see if we can keep this brief, but at the same time keep it important. Focus on what is important, block out all that's unimportant. Seems to me like the best solution would be to only add friends or deal with people who post content that is important. You can filter out the content, but the content comes from people. I'm offering you content. I'm a person, you're a person. We're all people and we all offer content. So filtering out the content is one thing, but being selective of the people is another thing. So perhaps it would be better to focus on people who only offer important content and whatever you consider as important. But nonetheless, taking matters into our own hands, I was doing research on this subject and I found this image, and it actually puts two things that I do like, focus on what you do like, and it put them in the same exact picture. And it says win money. It's got a thumbs up and it's got a tall stack of Franklins, Benjamin to be exact. So why not keep it simple and say that we can just focus our efforts on those two subjects in the same picture and call that a solution and an upgrade. People that are interested in this particular subject and winning money, well, this is the place that you need to come. And all things that coincide with this particular core value, well, here's the place that you can find it. So once again, we're keeping it as simple as possible, but as relevant as possible. Keyword in news feed is feed, and we're going to focus on feeding you and the people who feel interested and have a hunger for what I'm talking about with some nutritious content for your consumption. So take it for what it's worth. To me, it's worth quite a bit. Save you time, and anything that saves you is a benefit to you. It's either saving you or it's costing you. Call it an expense. And I don't think we need additional expenses that are unnecessary at this point in our global economy. But once again, that's getting a bit technical. We're keeping it simple, all off the top of the head, non-rehearsed. And yes, I can smile even though I don't see my face on the camera right now, but this is my game face and we play to win. So if you're with me, throw up the deuces, which is another sign for peace, which is another sign for victory, which is a synonym for what? You got it. Win. Throw up the W. Regardless, it's on with the show. Alright? One love.